Hey guys, welcome to Raja Makes Money. How are all my money makers doing today? And hope you guys had a great day in the markets. The Nasdaq just on fire. That thing exploded today. Just some huge gains. Apple was one of the big ones today, so I closed my Apple position out because there wasn't much left on it. So that was a good one to get back into. So it was looking pretty good and stuff. But CCIV today was up really strong, about 70 cents pre-market. Then once the market opened, was doing really good, staying strong, and then crashed. But it came back from its lows, so it's not as bad. And then after hours today, this is very interesting. So Tesla had a great day today, but after hours today, IDEX and a couple of our other ones were up after hours, but it was interesting because Tesla was down a little bit. And I know that's on like some of the infrastructure and some of the stuff that Biden was talking about. So we'll discuss it all today. Take a look. And Kenny and the research team, which you guys all have access to, all my Patreon members on the Facebook private page. If you're a Patreon member, just go to patreon.com/Raja Makes Money. You guys all have access to Kenny and the research team, and they were up almost 3% today, almost $2,700 today on the research team's trade. So big congratulations to those guys. Some really, really good picks, and I'm going to show you all those today. So lots of stuff to talk about, but we'll get right into it. And here we go, down $7,000 today. It's about the smallest amount my account has moved in a long time, and actually, it's not even going to be down 7,900. It may only be down like 5 or 6,000 because Schwab had an error today and they were charging me the wrong amount on my contract. So that tonight it should credit that amount back. One point today we were up $70,000. Actually, one point today we were down $70,000 today. Very heavily into CCIV now with a lot of contracts. So I closed out these Apple contracts. Had a nice little profit on those today. IDEX, I did for the first time write 900 contracts. Of course, thank God I didn't do all 1,800 of them because now it's running a little bit. So this is actually going to work out terrific if IDX being up so much, about 30 cents after hours. This is going to be great for me because hopefully we can write these for now like 35 or 40 cents, the other 900, because I really don't care about these for the next 2 weeks. I want out of IDX at $3.50 or higher. I am happy. I'm happy with, like I said, if it goes all the way up from where it is, 60 more cents, and we have 180,000 shares of it, that's another 90 grand. And if we get out of the and the option contracts are just a bonus for an extra, $50,000 on it. So love to get out of that position, free up all that cash. It will definitely be good. I almost bought some more CCIV today. I was going to sell some more. I mean, when it was down a little bit to hedge down, but I did jump in and do the 24s. Those are a little off from where I bought them. It wasn't the best timing, but I'm not worried about it for next week. I like them, and I can tell you right now, tomorrow, you're going to see me play a lot of CCIV in the next week because I like the premiums. I like it. Has a lot of support at that $21 level. I think it's got a great opportunity, and hopefully we'll see a nice explosive open for next week with it and stuff. So it should look pretty good. But that's what we did today, and I have no idea what this is. The research team obviously bought some stuff in the wrong account with MDMP. That would be a research team purchase. But let me show you guys what I did today. So just a couple of trades. Was 100 shares. So CCIV, this was very interesting. Somebody put 100 shares to me at 20. So when the stock was down, they put 100 shares to me on the $24. So that's why there's only 799 contracts. So it worked out good. They put 100 shares to me. I kept that, I would have been down $1. And I went ahead and sold it at $24 today, those 100 shares. So they basically made me buy 100 shares for $24, and I sold them for $24. And now I get and I kept that. I would be on one contract $1, not much, $100 difference, but free money, and just took one less contract to worry about for tomorrow. So Apple, the 200 contracts, these did good. Bought them back at 10 cents this morning. We sold those originally for 80 cents or 80 cents. So nice little profit of 14 grand on the Apple play the last 2 days. And then the other CCIV, the 800 contracts at 30 cents I sold today on the 23s, because I think it's going to be above 23 tomorrow. I sure hope so. But I've thought, this is a nice $24,000 extra profit on that one. And then I did the 600 contracts at $1.50 on the 24s for next week. So going into next week and stuff. And then IDEX, I did 900 contracts at 20 cents just to start the hedge, because there's only 2 weeks left. I wanted to wait a little because I was hoping for a little rally. Maybe tomorrow it'll be even a bigger rally. So excited for that. Hal P in the house says, Scott, do you ever short stocks outright? We do. Unfortunately, a lot of the stocks that I like to short never have any availability, so it's very hard to short them. But let's take a look, guys, at the research team today. Like I said, they had an amazing day, Kenny and the research team. Got off to a little rocky start yesterday, but today up 2.82%. $2,791. So they're up $1,700. Lots of stuff in here. We'll have to get the report from Kenny. So everybody, make sure you go to our private Patreon Facebook group. And like I said, all our Patreon members, welcome, guys. And if you'd like to be on our Patreon group, just go to patreon.com. Raja Makes Money. This is where I put all my trades in real time. Everything that I'm doing is there in real time. Kenny and the research team, they put all their trades in real time on the Facebook page. So make sure you guys, once you do sign up, get on the Facebook page and get in there so you can see all this. But it looks like quite a day here. A couple of these plays obviously are down a little bit. Not a big deal, because you're not going to see a lot of the stuff that's up on here, because the stuff that starts making a profit, Kenny's closing out those positions. Some of the stuff he may be taking 5%, 10%, 20%, but he's got a lot of stuff in play. And as long as they are going up, he's doing a terrific job. So it looks like all these ones have been closed out of action. So those are looking good. Like I said, Kenny will have to recap all this, because I can't even keep up with all these trades and stuff. But you can see all the trades he's making, opens and closes. This is stuff he's been buying. If he did buy and sell it in the course of a day, we could take a look, because obviously he did something that made a lot of money today. Looks like this one here, he had ENF. He had 15,000 shares at. He bought 10,000 shares at 0.64. Well, this one looks like maybe a loss. 5.9. So not sure on that one. And also, like, if you bought on the day before, it's also hard to see. This one did good. Hero Technologies bought 100,000 shares at 15.8 cents. This one got up to like 29 cents today, or 28 cents. Sold 100,000 shares at 17 cents, so that was a nice little pop. Then he did it again on 5,000 shares at 25 cents. Sold them at 28 cents. So if he just would have waited a little bit longer, it would have been massive. But you never know, so you always got to be careful. And then it looks like he did it again. So, wow. He flipped this one quite a few times today, so really good job there. This one here, IGEX, looks like he bought 500,000 shares at 0.01, sold them at 0.14, so that's a huge return. Then it looks like he came back into it, so he must be holding some of those. Like I said, on our Patreon page, you guys have questions, ask Kenny, the research team. They're there to help you guys, and hopefully it will be, very informative for you guys, and you guys can see what he's looking at, what he's doing. And I can tell you guys, this is an incredible value for the Patreon members to get access to all Kenny and the research team's trades. Remember, guys, all our trades are for entertainment purposes only. We're just sharing with you the trades we're making. Make educated decisions on your own and the shares on what you buy and sell. In other news, the futures are pointing up a little bit. Nothing too much today. Especially and the Dow was down a little bit today. Bitcoin, I'll get him back up there again, 59,000. Obviously, the big one for us, CCIV, up after hours. Definitely want this thing above 23 tomorrow. I would love to see this at $24 tomorrow. It's not the end of the world. Anywhere between 23 and 24 is not the end of the world. We'll roll down those other 24s. But love to have this thing at much higher and stuff. Also, IDEX, like I said, I don't know why it ran after hours, up 27 cents, been as high as like 32 cents. So, like I said, it's going to be great tomorrow. If I can, it either runs more or really takes off, I just sell it. Or, like I said, I'll sell the 350 calls against the stock, hoping somebody calls me out. And hopefully they're like 30 cents because I still have 900 more contracts to sell of it. So that should be pretty good. Also, Jaguar had a filing today after the market closed, and that was running. It's nice to see that up. It was a little higher, about up $1.95 or so, but still great to see it. It had an updated day in the market, and now up another 11 cents. Love to see this back above $2 tomorrow. Would be a really good sign. Apple was one of the big movers today in the market. Like I said, we did great on Apple. I think we'll start playing more Apple. I think Apple has a lot of support. Apple got an upgrade today by, I can't remember. Let's see if it shows. Upgraded Apple stock. Well, somebody upgraded it this morning, a big firm, and said they thought it was a good play and stuff. So definitely looking good there. And John Smith said IDEX earnings today. That's okay. Did the earnings come out? So, all right. So there we go. So I guess we know what IDEX should be worth for the next for the next 3 months or so, unless there's some big news. Yep. There we go. So, all right. Well, that's a good sign that the earnings went in their favor, but have not had a chance to see that. Mitchell Pilot, $2 super chat. Weren't you in MDMP? It did great today. I am in this account. Kenny's in that. So he bought some. Well, he had some over there. It looks like he bought and sold today. And now I have 5,000 shares in this account. So I am still in it for 5,000 shares. And I don't even know, like I said, a lot of the OTC stuff, I'm not really filing. That's all the Kenny and the research team. And like I said, terrific job today. I mean, anybody who can is trading OTC stocks and has almost a 3% gain in a day has done terrific. So, yeah, up 42% today. Wow. That one's a nice one. Satoshi talking about bingo. That one, what was that one? Been around like $8? Yeah, $8 still. Hasn't done a whole lot. Look at the 1 month chart. Still down from its highs, but definitely making a stuff. And Jag had the filing today. So like I said, I mean, Jag just needs that SPAC play. Something needs to happen with Jag to really, really make it go and be big. It'll definitely be earnings and stuff. MU up on earnings, MVIS flying. Yeah, so, but I think it's flying because of with the Microsoft deal. And then, they're saying that this is a really strong buyout candidate for Microvision at $30. So had a great day, down a little bit after hours. But, yeah, they're saying this one is a buyout play at like $30 range. So be very interesting. Been as high as $24 this year, been as low as 17 cents. Wow. But they are calling this one for a buyout play and stuff. So Jeff Schwartz in the house, the bingo expert, and Jaguar. Jaguar, interesting after hours, filed their 10K descent sales on their primary drug. Again, it's all about the Dragon SPAC. Whenever that gets announced, but this might be the beginning of the turnaround. I say that knowing the stock didn't collapse most of the day and after hours. All right, well, we would love it to turn around because the Raja has almost 200,000 shares of it now. So I am all for a massive turnaround on that one. Shockey USA. Do you think the infrastructure speech Biden gave today in Philadelphia will help out HYLN? It had 2 up days for the first time in a long time. Had a double bottom. HYLN. Let's take a look at that for you. You know, like I said, while he's, he gave, it's great, when the government wants to spend money and doesn't affect us. But if they raise taxes and stuff, that will definitely affect the markets and some of these companies. Don't know a whole lot about this company. If you look at the 1 month chart, I mean, this thing is, basically at its bottom. So, I mean, if the 52-week low is $9.78, 2 up days of just being crushed. So, I don't know a lot about this one. I don't know. I mean, I guess the real question with this one is how much lower should it go? I mean, from $58 to $10, this one is embarrassing. I don't know. I would definitely be very, very careful about it. Kim says, how about ARKX? Take a look at that. Also, guys, when you give me symbols to look at, let me know what I'm looking for, like if there's something there. So this is the new um, 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 this is the new Catherine Woods Arc or space exploration one that she just launched. So I don't even know what stocks are really part of it. I haven't really studied it very closely, but I mean, she obviously had a great day with the Nasdaq up so much. But definitely, I mean, it's up. I don't know. I don't. It's hard. Obviously, I would probably tell you that this one, in anticipation of whatever she's buying or has bought, a lot of those stocks have already ran because she bought so much of it, depending on what the value of this, ETF is at right now. So if more money comes into it, it'll obviously go higher. If less money comes into it, or if a lot of those stocks start to drop, it's going to have a harder time. So I don't know. It's definitely a crapshoot with these new ones. John says, "Is Michael here today? I feel like roasting him or his mom, laughing my FAO off." So I don't know. I don't know. I thought you were talking about my son. I'm like, unfortunately, my son doesn't have a mother any longer. But I have a feeling you're talking about a different Michael. So not sure about that. Um, let's see other questions you guys have today. I have been off on and on pins. Your thoughts? PINS. Okay, take a look at that one for you. And like I said, guys, when you ask these questions, Pinterest, obviously I know, when you ask about these stocks, if there's something in particular or why you think it should go up or down, obviously 6% today, terrific day on Pinterest. Could have just been the industry today doing well. In some of these stocks, because I think Facebook hit or came very close to an all-time high today, is in the high 290s again. Pinterest is way above its lows and closer to the highs. I don't know a whole lot about their earnings. If they are losing money per share, I don't know. They're not going to have a blowout first quarter, second quarter. A lot of these companies, their blowout quarters are always the obviously the fourth quarter. So it'll definitely be interesting how it does and stuff. What was I going to look at? Facebook. That's what I was going to look at for you guys. So Facebook today, 294. So getting back up there to their highs. So this is very interesting. So Facebook is less than 3% from its highs. So it's getting way up there. And you have to look at like Apple is way off its highs. Apple is almost like 15% off its highs. So how much will this market move? If Apple takes off, will the whole market take off and really hit new highs? What's going to come down if Apple goes up? So it's interesting. How much higher a lot of these can go and stuff. So it'll definitely be interesting. Somebody says, "What are your thoughts on Disney?" Obviously the parks are reopening and they're doing good and stuff. It's come way off of its highs. Got up to 203, so this one's down 10%. It's way off its lows. I think they're losing money. They're going to have a rough ride. Yes, stuff is reopening and stuff, but as fast as stuff reopens is as fast as stuff can, of course, could reclose. I don't think that's going to happen with vaccinations and stuff, but they have a long way to go to make money. And it's almost like you're open. Think about it like this: you're closed, and if you're not open, at least the government's paying all these employees. Once you open up and you have these limited capacities, they have X amount of money that they need to operate and run a successful business. So and certain things you have to have extra people in place for and different stuff. So I don't know. I don't think they're going to be highly profitable at their parks, at limited capacity. But 10 years from now, of course, I think Disney will, be a strong company and do well, and should keep doing well and stuff. Jeff Scott says, "Raja, my cousin is a stockbroker, and he said to stay away from GameStop." We're gonna get GameStop one day back here and stuff. I'm not done with it. LJ. Raja, what is the most money you ever made on a trade? About $2 million Apple contracts several years ago. So it was about my biggest trade ever, and it was about 14,000 Apple contracts, and I was playing calls for it to go up. So I noticed on Facebook that a lot of ads on cruise lines. So the cruise lines are going to start sailing May 1st. Well, some cruise lines are already sailing, but the cruise lines are going to start sailing pretty much officially in the U.S. May 1st. They're not. They're going to have, I think, most of their bigger boats so that they can have like 50% capacity and have lots of space. Then they're going to start having their smaller boats, like in September, October, November, start sailing. So they're not. They're still going to lose money for a while. They're not going to be at a big capacity. Of course, those are big reopening trades and everything. But yeah, if you look at like Carnival or Royal Caribbean. Let's see. Oops. It'll definitely be interesting where they go. If you look at the 1 year chart, I mean, obviously they've come, they're coming way back from their lows. They're near its highs. What's Norwegian? See how they're doing. Yeah, same thing. I mean, they're getting up there. I mean, I think for reopening plays, they already have. Um, they already have a lot of the reopening trade built into them. So it'll definitely be interesting. Ian says, today felt like a fake pump for tech. I don't know. I mean, obviously Apple, led the way and stuff. So it'll be definitely interesting to see. I think tech's got, like I said, it was the end of the month. And like I said, and maybe, Kathy and like Ark and some of these people, doing some window dressing, they needed to run stuff today. They want to put out the end of the quarter was today. They want to make it look good. Tomorrow's a new quarter. Stuff could take off tomorrow or stuff could tank tomorrow. So it's really hard to say. Shocky USA, I enjoy all your channels. Thank you. Very welcome. And thank you for watching them and stuff. Jeff Scott, my boss went to Disney over the weekend and the wait was two. He has enough employees and the wait was 2 hours or something. I don't know. Not sure what you mean on that, but, Jason, thoughts on pot stocks? We've played some of them. I still have some companies I own stock in. It's going to be very interesting. If they legalize it, it's going to do terrific. If they don't legalize it or do more for it, pot stocks are going to have a rough go. Obviously, people are getting excited because New York and other states, are allowing or starting, the cannabis. I think New York's going to be like the 15th state with open cannabis sales where it's not just doctor cannabis. So it's definitely going and stuff, but it'll definitely be interesting where it goes and stuff. Chaos says, don't cruise boat call options make sense right now? Well, if you're betting on it going up, they make sense. I just don't see them running. Like we already know how many. See, the thing with cruises, how many boats and everything they have, and we know what their capacity is. With an airline, now airlines, on the other hand, I think some of the airlines are good moves. Like Delta today announced they were the final airline that was still holding the middle seats off. Southwest has been selling them. Like I said, a lot of the flights I'm on now, they're full. I mean, honestly, the last time I traveled to Reno a week ago or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, I would have thought I was traveling, pre-pandemic. It looked just as busy as it's ever been. Parking lots were full. Especially like Southwest, JetBlue, the ones that are, mostly U.S. carrier-based flights or, maybe Caribbean, Mexico, those are going to be really solid. I think international stuff is good, like United and American and some of those Delta that are heavier, Asian and stuff like that for flights. Those are going to have a harder time coming back to profitability and making money. But I think definitely some of the U.S. airlines where they're mostly just domestic are going to do phenomenal and stuff. So there's Michael says, I'm here today, not sure why I should be roasted. Let's see here. John, if I start investing with 1,400, what would you start with? I would start with 1,400. No, I don't know. I mean, obviously, like I've told people, if you're starting with a small budget, you can start with any amount of budget. And but what I would do is I would take a look and kind of like what the research team's doing. You can buy big stocks and stuff like that, or you could look at a bunch of little stocks and especially with a lot of these trading platforms now not charging a trade price. Look at stuff like obviously. What I've instructed Kenny is he can spend between $1,000 and $5,000 on a trade. Well, I can spend up to $5,000. I said do a lot of stuff for $1,000 because I want to show you guys that, with a little amount of money, you can have a great return. You don't have to have $5 million to make $1 million this year. You can have $1,000 and make $3,000 this year, or different amounts. But what I would do is it's just kind of like what we're showing you guys here, and Kenny's teaching you guys, and he's going to get more descriptive and into it. Is if let's say you had $1,400, so pick 14 stocks for $100 each, and if 10 of them go up 10%, and if 2 of them do nothing and 2 of them go down, hopefully you're ahead. But you weigh it out better, and it gives you you're not going to lose on 14 stocks. I mean, if you personally pick 14 stocks and they all go down, you probably shouldn't even attempt to be in the market. So, and like today, you have to look at it. The amount of money that we actually have in play and what's in our account, I mean, it's a terrific day. We only actually had about $25,000 worth of stock in play, and we made almost 3% on that, $2,700. So, I mean, if we had the full 100,000 in play, we could have made $10,000 or $12,000 today. But like I said, always just play with, what amount of money you want to, and, just be happy and stuff. Mitchell Pilot, $5 super chat. When we'll be in Vegas again? I'll be there second week of May. The next Vegas that we're planning on doing is the weekend of like June 18th, 19th, and then after that will be my birthday mash in July, which I think like the 13th, 14th at the Cosmo. So those are next Vegas trips. Jeff says, have to do the homework on any stock buy. That's right. You gotta know what you're buying. I mean, sometimes, people tell you stuff, like if Elon Musk was to magically tell you he had a hot one for you called Signal, and you didn't do your research on it, you may be doing horrible today, because this is that one, remember guys, when it went all the way to $70.85 a share. So definitely always want to do your research. Look at that little thing that day. Because you don't want to get caught with your pants down in a Signal and stuff. But yeah, you always like I said, stock trading's fun. You gotta always know what you're doing, and take it. Just have fun. Like I said, never play with money you don't have to lose. Like I said, the stock market is like a casino with a lot more machines and a lot better and a lot of hours. So you need to play it smart and safe, and know what you're doing. Don't get crazy. Don't put it all in one basket. Don't get that call from some friend, or somebody knows somebody who says hey, this is it. This is the I heard this thing's going to $1 million today. And like I said, test it out. That's what's nice with a lot of the trade platforms and no commissions nowadays, is you don't have to buy any set amount of shares. So even if you have $100, buy $25 of 4 different companies and see how it does. Don't put yourself out there on the line, and stress about it. The other thing, if you only have a couple of $100, I don't know if I don't want to sound negative, but if you only have a couple of $100 and you're trying to trade stocks to make a living, that's going to be tough. Honestly, if you can make $20 an hour working, and you go work 8 hours a day and make $160, that may be more profitable than taking $500 and telling everyone you're a day trader and sitting at home trying to make $20 a day or $100 a day. So yeah, I mean, like I said, make smart, educated things. And just make sure that you know kind of what the stocks you're doing are, because I mean, there is home runs, just like the one today on the research team one, that they traded a couple of times today. The which one was it? Still have some. HENC, the Hero Technologies. This one today, I mean, went as high as 29 cents. They crushed it on those plays and stuff. So, got up to 31 cents today. And the low today was 7 cents. Huge volume. So obviously this one has a low float. Obviously somebody came in and went to 30 cents. I had a lot of buyers. Somebody came in and said, I have a lot of profit, and they sold it. So, and we saw this last week with some. So, definitely, like I said, be careful with what you're trading, and I'm showing you guys the screen. Be careful with what you're trading, and like I said, you never know. But the the odds are more against you. It's like I tell people, you're going to win, you're going to do great. And like the research team today on the $25,000 in play, they made 10%. That's huge. On for anyone, you can make 10% on your money in a day. But like I said, play it safe, play it smart, and just remember, as fast as something can go from 7 cents to 31 cents, it can go from 31 cents back to 15 cents. Tomorrow, it could go back to 30 cents, go to $1. Who knows? And it could also go back, could go to 5 cents. So, just be careful and stuff, with this. And like I said, it's a learning, and once you get the hang of it, you keep doing well and stuff. So, Brian says, I have a full-time job as well. This is just extra income retirement. Sounds good. Yeah, like I said, it's fun, just to learn it and, get the hang of it and stuff. It's like option trading. When I first started option trading, you know, I didn't buy the size or amount of contracts that I do today. Just because, obviously I didn't have the capital back then, but I was also experimenting. Even like the GameStop thing for me, a lot of times I'm going to try a trade sometimes that's educational and learning how the stock moves. I know Apple, how it moves by the back of my hand. The issue has been margin requirements and all these changes. The good news is Schwab's working with me again, and I may have, if I can get Apple back to 30%, I could actually buy 2,000 contracts and do some stuff where it makes sense again. And then I won't be stuck, with CCIV, because what I'm doing is I'm shopping premiums to see what's going to give me the best return on my investment, as well as something that's fairly safe. And, because obviously the goal is we would like to go up every week in money, not down. I think we're making some headway, and I think we'll hopefully be turning stuff around, and it should be definitely an more up days here in the future with what I got going on, and once the market stabilizes a little bit. Luminar Technologies, 52, sitting in the middle, has no earnings on it. Let's see. Third fund to offer visionary founders early stage capital and go-to-market expertise. Audio linear, yeah, I've seen this one. I don't know. I think this one. I think this one has, obviously been a lot higher. It's, hasn't been that much lower. I would say if you own this one, maybe see how it goes. If you're looking for a dip, I don't think you've seen the dip on this one yet. So definitely be careful there. Run slots. I got my second shot yesterday. Utah's letting people just drive up and get their shot today. Wow, that's terrific. I've been trying to get on the list here. Brian at Denver got on the list. He's got his, or getting it this weekend. And I've been refreshing the list since they opened it up to every single person starting tomorrow. Unfortunately, I have not been successful in getting an appointment. So I'm hoping to get, the next week or two, as soon as appointments are open up. But yeah, they've done a terrific job. Obviously, so this was interesting, since we are on, and we're going to talk about this and reopening plays, and of course the Center for Disease, CVIC, Center for Disease Control, CVDC, I don't know, whatever it is, CDC, CDC, Center for Disease Control. COVID's back on the rise, it's increasing, but nobody's dying, nobody's in the hospitals, but it's getting worse. There's 26% of all the people who have COVID now in the U.S. have that horrible UK variant COVID. Everyone's going to have to buy or get a shot every year. There's so much stuff with this, but it was interesting today, and I've said this all along. How many people die of heart attacks? How many people die of all these other things? Well, heart disease was number one and killed more people than COVID. Number two was cancer, kills more people than COVID. So it's interesting. Obviously, I think more people got sick from COVID, or like the flu and stuff, but it was interesting that it wasn't even the number one killer, because they made it sound so horrible that it was like this, and like, and it's like I said, it's not even the top two. So so I guess maybe regional, or you had maybe a few locations where if you had a lot of people die in a time frame, but why did COVID overload so many of these mortuaries and facilities if it's not even the number one or two killer in the country? Also, it said that it knocks suicide off the top 10 lists, which is, I guess it's good. Hopefully suicide is on a decline, but I don't think it is. But at least it knocked it off the top 10 list. But you have all these people dying. Why do we have all these problems and hospitalizations and everything? and capacity issues, but we have more people dying from heart disease, cancer, and everything. But that hasn't overloaded our systems anywhere. So I don't know. It was interesting because I've said all along how many people are really dying. How many people actually die a year? Like we really didn't have any. We didn't have really any increase in deaths above the normal in 2020 than we had in 2019 or 18. Like the percentages have all stayed the same. So it's interesting. Like I said, this is not a political thing but it's just for me, it's a mathematical thing. Like, why, why did we have this whole collapse? So, it's only just more contagious or, maybe if we didn't get it under control, I guess it could have got a lot worse. But like I said, it wasn't even the number one, thing that people, died from. So definitely interesting. Jason says, did you play Nicola at all? I got sucked bad on that one. We did play it once, I think. We did it a while ago, contracts on it. But that was right after the bad news and Heidenberg, the guy from Breaking Bad, Heisenberg, whatever that. But the short firm that came out and bashed this one. This one, got way up there, and then they had all that bad news. This thing was a high flyer, and the CEO lied, blah 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 blah. I don't know, but this thing sat around this $15 to $20 range. I think where it's at right now, $13. I think if you're playing it, I think you're safe. Hopefully it'll start coming up and everything. So it'll definitely be interesting. Anna says, what do you think about BXRX? Anna, like I said, when you guys ask me about these stocks, let me know if there's something you want me to look at, or if you know something about it, like, that I'm looking at. Badox BO, it's been way up there. It's obviously way down. Let's see. The Oppenheimer 31st Annual Conference Care. So, I don't know how they did on that. Really nothing major news here sticks out. 52-week range, $1 to $5, basically. This is near its low. If you believe in the stock, this is probably a nice dip to buy it. If you think there's going to be some more news or something big coming, then it's definitely a time to buy it. If they their research or whatever they're working on doesn't get approved or something goes wrong, and then it's probably you want to sell and move on to the next one. So hard to say on that one. NKLA is pure vaporware, in my honest opinion. They have no proprietary tech. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting there. Big shout out to Woofs in the house with those. And Woofs is a YouTube sponsor, so she stands out in the chat. If you're watching on YouTube, on Facebook, you wouldn't see her, but she stands out in the chat on YouTube and has access to those really cool emojis. And all of you guys are welcome to become YouTube sponsors. And also, any of you guys are welcome to join our Patreon group. You just go to patreon.com/Raja Makes Money, and that is where you can see the $25,000 in trades that Kenny did today that yielded over 10% return. $2,700 the Kenny and the research team did today. And he's posting all those trades as he's making them now, and also when he's selling them on the Patreon page for you guys to follow along. Plus, any questions, anything you need help with, that is what Kenny and the team are there for. They're there to help you guys. All my stuff I post on the actual Patreon page as I make them for you guys. So tomorrow you'll obviously see me closing some contracts for the end of the month, opening some new ones for the end of the week, opening some new ones for going forward and stuff. So it should be lots of fun. Also, important announcement right now. If you haven't subscribed yet and you're watching on YouTube, click that subscribe button. If you're watching on Facebook and you haven't followed me yet, you need to follow me and you need to share it. Tell all your friends about Raja Makes Money. And hopefully tomorrow we can have a winning day. If we can get all these stocks that are looking up already and CCIV up, it is going to be a terrific day for the Raja tomorrow. But hey, guys, this is Raja Makes Money. You guys are the money makers, and I'm wishing everyone a terrific day. Short week this week, so tomorrow's the last day of the trading week. I want you guys to all make a lot of money. Let's keep this rally going, and I will see everyone tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Take care and have a great rest of your day.